So, something that's actually kind of sad about this episode.
What?
This is the very last episode of Iconoblast that we're going to be recording at this
Ever?
studio. This is the
You're
last. No, at this studio. We're going to be continuing it at the new studio.
Okay. Oh, yeah, goodbye set.
Yeah, this is the last time we're going to be filming or recording the show from this particular set. So if you haven't tuned into the Drinking Bros History channel yet on YouTube, you better do it now because we're going to go back and wipe all the old episodes so you can never see this set again.
We are?
No, that's not true. It's going to fuck up our numbers. Ain't about to do that shit. But we've got a good way to celebrate the final episode of Iconoblast at the Tetherball Academy Studios
area.
on
Shitty Old Torf.
In shitty Old Torf. I'm so happy to get the fuck off of Old Torf.
Yeah.
This place is terrible. I mean, the office itself is cool.
I will still be here.
Oh yeah, you will be. Well, not for much longer. Your lease is up in January, huh?
January. I might break the lease. Get a motorhome.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame you if you did. I wouldn't want to live on Old Torf anymore. But the studio itself, I've always liked.
Yeah, it's cool here.
So I'm going to miss this place. I haven't seen the new studio yet, but I'm looking forward to it. But we have a good way to give the studio a send-off. We had somebody bring us a super sweet bottle of whiskey, so let's crack that open.
Let's drink it.
And by the way, joining us for this episode...
Let's do the intro.
Yeah. Welcome to the Iconoblast podcast. This is the show that takes a look behind the public facades of famous icons to show you why you can never take anything at face value. My name is Cooper, and this time sitting to my right is Joel Benner, and sitting across from me is Colton Petry, the one and only Who Ghost there. So anybody who's been in the YouTube live chats, this is the guy. The fucking guy. This is our own personal Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
and
he
Colton,
brings us artifacts all the
feel
time.
free to jump in anytime you want.
Yeah. No,
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Can I call you Ghost?
You can call me whatever you want.
Iconoblast. We put the past on blast. Hit 'em with the truth, with things you never knew. Nobody is safe, no thing to place. Got Joel and Coop with history in your face. Iconoblast.
So we've talked about you on the show before because you're the one that has been traipsing across the globe like Indiana Jones, getting us historic artifacts.
Yeah.
And you've got a whole other box of artifacts for us today that we're going to be
That's
going
a giant box. Is it Chinese?
It is Chinese. Yeah, I brought a big sweet crate all the way from China.
And even the box is special, right? That looks like it's a special Chinese box.
Oh, the box is special, and we'll get to that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
So I think
Fill me up.
just so everybody knows, Ghost was the one that put this episode together.
Thank you.
Did a tiny little bit of formatting to it just to get it to fit the show because I'm a control freak, and anybody who watched our last episode last week, you can see how much I break down if everything isn't exactly the same and exactly how I want it to be.
break down all the time.
You know what? Being a control freak is hard work.
You're not that controlling.
This is my cross to bear.
Hey,
Okay, so what's this? What's this
he
whiskey
also
called?
got us this whiskey. Jesus.
yes. Yeah.
Smells good.
Yeah, Sagamore Spirit Rye came extremely highly recommended. It's got over 50 awards out in show. It's got like 93 points out of 100 on its national testing. So
And
it's about as good as it gets, I guess.
What's the proof on it?
41.5. Oh, 83 proof.
83 proof. All right.
Yeah, it's
So not up there with Warbringer, but it's up there.
It's stout.
Gentlemen, cheers.
Cheers. Ghost, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I'd make an old fashioned out of that.
Yeah, that's a nice sipping drink.
Yeah, it is.
There you go. Make you feel like you're living in a cabin in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, it's gonna make me feel like I'm not gonna remember the rest of today here in a minute.
I already can feel it warming up my chest, my heart. All right, so what's the plan for this episode, you guys?
Well, luckily, like Coop said, I wrote the episode, but he did the editing, so I don't have to worry about where I fucked up in it.
Yeah.
I did a very quick scan because I wanted all the stuff in the box to be as much of a surprise as possible.
How's his grammar compared to mine? Mine's probably way better.
It's probably way better.
Oh, yeah. Well, Joel, yours is impeccable. No,
God,
from what I can tell, all the grammar's good. There were no spelling mistakes.
Were the paragraphs in the right place?
The paragraphs were all in the right place. This episode is more accurate to the format that I usually write the episodes in than
any episode that I've
Other
written.
people's episodes.
It's on purpose, some of it. Like the last episode, there being paragraph breaks for no reason, i.e. this, i.e. that, all the time.
You think I.e. 3 times in a single sentence? Henceforth,
I don't even know
therefore.
Yeah, henceforth thereof, the
yeah.
i.e.
Henceforth thereof.
Sorry, probably the most frustrating thing in mine is I capitalize in the middle of sentences for no apparent reason.
I do that when I want Coop to have more emphasis on saying the word, but I don't tell him that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I look at it.
That's the excuse that you're coming up with right now?
Yeah, well, no, I think because it's important to me, so I capitalize it in my mind.
Well, you can also do that by making it all uppercase, or you can put it in italics.
Well, all uppercase would be yelling, and italics takes too long when you're in a flow.
Control I or Command I.
But you have to highlight it first.
No, you do it before you type the word.
No, because you're already like this. You're typing super fast all the way through, and I'm not gonna highlight anything.
That's how. Well, I don't.
Well, you
highlight
hit
it,
Control I, and then you just type it, and it types in italics.
and then you hit
Control I
Control I
again,
or
and it
Command I again, and it goes out of
What?
italics.
I didn't know that.
Control B puts it in bold. Control U underlines it. You can
Oh,
hold down.
shit.
You can
I
hold
actually
down
thought you
that.
had to highlight it.
No,
I
you-
did too.
No, you can hold down shit. Well, if you want to highlight stuff, you don't even need to use a
can
mouse.
hold your shit?
You hold your shit
While you're typing,
shit.
and you'll type even faster.
because you want to get that shit done with. No, if you hold down Shift and use the arrow keys, you can highlight words with the cursor, and that was all
What?
mostly stuff that I picked up when I was programming. Well, not the italics and bold letters. I
Shift
didn't
I
use
and
that.
Shift B.
Control
What does bold
I,
mean? Like if I bold a word for you while you're reading, what would that trigger for you for the next thing I write?
Well, I mean, it could be an emphasis. I usually just use it for.
So if I
titles and stuff.
italic something, you'll talk differently?
If it is a single word that's italicized in the middle of a sentence, I'll usually put some sort of emphasis on it, or I would treat it as an uncommon word or a title.
Okay.
That's a dangerous amount of power to give him.
Thank you.
I know. I probably should have
Every
told
other
you
word's
that.
going to be...
You're gonna write the next episode entirely in italics. Okay, so
The last episode was fun. We did it on the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
well, Joel retold the story of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade and passed it off as being about the Holy Grail.
Yeah, well, it was
No,
a
okay,
good
there was-
slow flow transition.
Yeah, there was some accurate information in there also, but yeah, it culminated by just being about
Good things that
Dr.
the
Henry
Holy
Jones.
Grail is a codpiece.
I do.
I mean,
We're not doing that episode anymore, so I don't have to play the character.
Oh, yeah. That's
Joel claims that it was a cod piece.
Or it could have been, because it's never said it was a cup. Anyway.
Well, I mean, it was called a grail or a chalice or
Chalice.
like literally anything but a cod piece.
And it was never called a cup either. In the small amount of research I did, it was always a chalice or a cauldron.
Yeah, neither one of those are.
drinking out of a cauldron would be rough.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But
Maybe-
maybe
I think it was
maybe
a
it's like
small
a punch
cauldron.
bowl. You're
Like
supposed
a
to
small-
scoop out of it instead
Or
of
a bowl,
drink straight
yeah.
out
It
of
could have
it.
been a bowl. The power of Christ compels you.
Yeah, I mean, there's a good tie in there because The Last Crusade's the third Indiana Jones movie, and this is the third set of stuff that I've had on your show.
Oh, shit!
shit.
Yeah, that's right. We've gotten 2 shipments of historic artifacts from you so far, which still just blows me the fuck away.
It's fucking awesome.
Like, I don't even know where you track this stuff down.
Don't worry about it.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, how do you do this?
Legally, I can't tell
We can't
you.
talk about it?
I legally cannot talk about it. People will kick in the windows and doors. It'll be a whole problem.
Oh, shit.
And we already have a pretty big risk of that working here at.
Can you say whether or not at least one artifact was stolen?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't need to know anything else.
I can't say which one, but I am touching it currently.
So speaking of which, I think that the description for the box is towards the tail end of the episode.
It is, yeah.
Right? Should we start off with that since it's the first thing, or do
We
just
certainly
open it
can.
up
I
and-
mean, it's prominent. It's right here, so.
It is a.
can-
It's a
either way.
beautiful fucking box, and
Yeah,
I
there's-
have seen lots of boxes before, and that is the most beautiful I've seen.
There's a little description in that paragraph about one of the items inside, but if you skip it,
No, let's just
Okay,
save it.
yeah,
We can-
well-
the box will set at the end. We won't show the front of the box. Oh, we will. Doesn't
Well,
matter.
yeah,
I gotta open it.
we'd have to because
Yeah,
he's got to
it's
open it
fine.
up. It's fine. You know what? I am going to leave it the way that
Wait,
the
if you
artist
turn-
intended.
Turn the box around.
If you want me to turn, like,
Do that too, or just turn it towards you so you can.
Yeah, and now when you open
pull
it,
the stuff
oh
out.
yeah.
it won't. They won't be able to see the cover.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into the info for this episode, which is framed as a letter, which I really liked. Dear beloved Iconoblast hosts,
Yes, you were on mission at the time when you wrote this.
Yes, I was.
Okay.
I'm here in the studio this time after an exceedingly long series of journeys with the biggest batch of artifacts yet.
Yes.
Foregoing the exposition, are you both ready to unbox the crate of relics I rolled into town with? And the answer
Yes.
is yes, absolutely. So, let's start with a little something special. I traveled all the way to China and made a whole bunch more enemies hunting this one down.
A lot more enemies, unfortunately. But they're in China, so what are they going to do about it?
Yeah. Trash our economy. All of that because you mentioned how you thought my first care package was going to have a dick in it. Oh, I like where this is going. I'd hate to disappoint on that, so here is a carved jade penis that long ago belonged to Li Shi.
What
That
the
is an
hell?
actual carved... That's a jade dick.
It's a jade dick, and it's over 1,000 years old.
That is a jade dick
It's
that's over
1,000
1,000
years
years old. Holy shit. Dibs.
Very similar.
Yeah, I mean, it speaks to the
Should I wash
the
this
area
first?
it came from. Well, I mean, that's what the erosion on the outside of it is.
Oh yeah, it looks
It's
like it's made out of that warhead candy stuff.
take a bite. Give it a little licky.
Yeah, I'll put it in your mouth.
Oh no, I've had dirtier things in my mouth before. That's got a pretty solid upward slope at the end
It's
there.
an Asian penis,
Yeah,
I think.
Size seems accurate from what I've heard.
and just a little set of balls at the end.
A tiny little set of balls. Well, I mean, those
They make
okay. Those are good sized balls. All right.
I mean, all right.
How come the underside of a dick looks like a fish?
So the theory behind that is the shape of the penis head. So let's say guy number one goes up and cream pies a lady. The shape of the second man's penis is designed to kind of scoop all of that baby batter out of there. So
His goes in?
Yeah, so his goes in.
Yeah, so when it pulls everything back out.
So then why does a fish look like a penis?
God only knows.
I was gonna say God's intelligent design
Yeah.
just to make everything look like dicks.
All right, so
Holy
to
shit.
continue, it's
Right.
no Robin Hood, but the owner is perhaps the most famous courtesan in all of ancient Chinese history, which is saying a lot.
What is that? Corazon? That's
It's
love,
actu-
right? My heart?
Yeah, I
He
actually
actually
wrote a note because
planned
I
ahead
figured
for
this was
this.
gonna come up.
A courtesan is a wealthy prostitute, and in this case, also rumored to be one hell of a painter. Her name is also where the saying "a little shishi," meaning extravagant or showy, comes from.
Shishi?
Yeah, she like, oh man, this place is real
Like
shishi.
posh,
Shishi.
yeah.
Yeah.
Li Shishi grew up in
Li
the
Shishi.
1070s and
Like-
had affairs with all of the rich and famous, including a renowned poet, several bureaucrats, a wanted outlaw, and even the Chinese Emperor Huizong.
My mom used to call going to the bathroom shishi.
Well,
Like if you had to piss. she'd
because
be like,
using an
"You
actual
have to go
bathroom was
shishi?"
pretty fancy for your family. Emperor Huizong even came a great distance to see her while disguised as a businessman. Wow, God, she was like Cleopatra 2.0.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got the emperor undercover to sneak into the bedroom, something's going on.
Yeah, that's Throat Goat Jr. The Emperor got a blowy so good that he made a point to come back to see her during literally any free time he could find, eventually dropping the disguise.
Yeah, she was good at it.
Yeah.
That's definitely something. If you're the emperor of all of China,
because
and
he
you're
would
like-
have probably had a harem already.
Yeah.
So, shit, she was good at her job. Do what you love and the money will follow. Rumors have suggested he did everything from build her a wing in his palace to constructing tunnels to see her more often. Information has been intentionally destroyed over time regarding the full story. These bastards always erasing women from history. I'd feel better about the rarity of this artifact and its rich history if it wasn't for the fact that she supposedly had a cabinet full of carved dildos at her disposal.
At all times.
Holy shit. Still, there is a 100% chance that the relic was used on herself, as evident by the erosion of the jade surface. So she...
And that's why it doesn't look like shiny jade.
Yeah, she must have had
This could be used by her?
It was used by her.
Holy shit. That is fucking amazing.
This was inside her vagina.
Yeah.
Smell that.
It should just smell like my ass.
I was like, wait, that smells familiar, but not like a vagina.
Oh, fuck.
So that was in a 1,000-year-old vagina.
We should be careful. I just realized we don't know this guy. He just got us to sniff his asshole.
It's all
God
downhill
bless you.
from here.
He's fucking clever.
bless you.
I like him already.
I mean, I'm glad you guys took the time to get up close and smell it, because the next line's a real doozy, too.
Oh, great.
There's also a slim to decent chance that it was also used on the Chinese Emperor Huizong. How many orifices has this been in over the last 1,000 years?
It's impossible to tell, but I imagine it makes
At
a
least
good,
3.
yeah, good prostate massager.
Side story, Li Shishi and her jade dildos also recently inspired famous scam entrepreneur Gwyneth Paltrow to begin selling $55 jade eggs made to shove up your twat. Gwyneth even leads into the legend of our courtesan to back up claims that jade cultivates sexual energy and increases orgasms.
Ooh.
That's a good way to sell some worthless fucking rocks that you're going to convince people to shove inside their hoo-hoos.
Right? You're like, look, I have 1,000 years of evidence.
I'm convinced already. I'm going to have to take that home. Yeah, you already called dibs, huh?
Oh, well,
Could take turns.
yeah. It's lasted for 1,000 years. I don't think either one of us is going to wear it out anytime soon. Next up, we have an Egyptian glazed scarab from circa 500 BCE. 500
fuck?
years before the birth of Jesus.
So this is like 2,500 years old?
Yeah, roughly.
Something?
Bear with me. I put all this shit in here out of order.
While this artifact is Egyptian in origin, you may be surprised to hear that this in fact belonged to a famous Persian king of kings, Xerxes the First. What the fuck?
Yeah.
No way.
This was probably one of the things I was most excited were these two. Like, I loved that I could trace the history back to Li Shishi. And this one, literally on the bottom, is Xerxes in Egyptian hieroglyphics.
What the fuck? How can this be that old? It looks brand new.
I mean, it's a glazed thing, so it ages generally well.
Look at
Joel.
this.
That's the guy who killed Leonidas.
I know.
Holy shit. I can't tell which direction the
It
hieroglyphics
should
go.
be like that, yeah.
Okay, like that.
Yeah, so if you look at Xerxes' name in hieroglyphics, it looks like the same 3 sets of images repeating over and over, and it's the same 3 that are on the bottom of that.
Oh, so it looks like a turd, a bowl, and then a microphone stand. Holy shit!
Yeah,
this
I believe
is
it's
fucking amazing.
some form of bird, a feather, and then glasses on a table in some order.
This is unreal because this was around when the Battle of Thermopylae happened. This was around for the Hot Gates. Speaking of Hot Gates, Gerard Butler got ripped for that one.
He's hot.
Only with the beard. He looks weird without the beard. Okay, the very same man who fought the Spartans at Thermopylae and later burned Athens to the ground, which Athens kind of had it coming. While not well known, Xerxes also ruled over Persia during part of the 100 years they controlled Egypt. Regardless of the gold-clad image given to him in the movie 300, Xerxes was a super weird dude. Really? I wouldn't have
Real
guessed.
straight. I mean, despite all the weird body mods he's got going on, even stranger.
And the fact that he was a giant.
Yeah.
He is said to have once ordered a waterway whipped over 300 times and shackles thrown down into it after a bridge collapsed from bad weather. He tried to arrest water.
Yeah, there was literally a storm so bad it ripped the bridge structure apart. And when he showed up and saw that the bridge was out, so he couldn't go, burn down a town, he's like, everyone whip this waterway, get all the shackles we have, throw them into the waterway. I'm so mad.
That'll teach
Holy
it.
shit, what the hell?
These types of scarabs can be found throughout history, simultaneously serving as amulets and impression seals for important people. The hieroglyphics on the bottom denote this is belonging to Xerxes or one of his officers who controlled Egyptian land. Holy shit.
It's fucking cool.
Yeah. Now we have to do a episode on 300.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised that we haven't done that already because I actually like taking the opportunity to talk shit about the Spartans.
Yeah.
300 was an awesome movie. The Spartans in real life were kind of douchebags. Also not as powerful as people would imagine they are. They were kind of picked on by everybody at the time. I mean, people wouldn't fuck with them that much because they could do some decent fighting, but overall everybody was kind of like, oh yeah, don't be like one of those Spartans. Those guys are dickheads.
Well, yeah, you still talk down to them because they're like, oh, the mercenaries?
Yeah. Okay, next up. Ooh, I'm excited to see this one. Next up is a Roman bronze arrowhead.
Yes. And I'll leave that in this bag just because it, bronze and skin oil and all.
Oh, shit. In 53 BCE, the forces of Rome were still not really utilizing bow and arrow technology. After Marcus Licinius Crassus suffered a humiliating loss to the Parthians,
Crassus, yeah.
despite having a 4-to-1 soldier advantage, they realized the advantages that come with ranged warfare. It almost seemed like up to a certain point, because they would, I think it was post-Marian Reform. Holy shit, this thing's big, too.
Yeah, it's real big.
It looks fucking amazing.
Oh, can you
Like, it's
imagine
well
how many
made.
fucking gulls this killed? Probably none, but I can dream. Not that I have anything against the gulls. I think the gulls were actually pretty cool. Oh, yeah, that's fucking awesome.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real heavy. These were kind of a longer distance thing. So they had smaller stuff that was more up close because you just needed to get it off the bow, right, as quick as possible.
I've seen some of the smaller ones that were made out of iron.
Yeah.
And those ones, they almost look like little
What is this made out of?
bobheads. That's made out of bronze.
Yeah, it's bronze. That's why it's the color it is. That green.
It's a nice green patina on it. But yeah, I've seen the smaller arrowheads that they would use sometimes, which are surprisingly small. It's like the size of a field tip arrow or like one of the practice arrows that people would use. That thing's fucking beefy. Like you could definitely fuck somebody up with that one.
Well, and that was the difference between your trained archers and the archers that just got those field tips. Is the field tips, you're like, look, just shoot at anything out there. As long as you hit something, you're doing something, I guess.
It's at least distracting them, slowing them down, scaring them for the most part. Because even with those, if you have a shitload of those flying at you, you're probably going to duck down behind your shield and slow down at least a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to jack up your day. Whereas these were given to more trained archers because they could get angles on people with them. They were more, they had more utility.
So
Probably took a little longer to make too, right?
Oh, a lot longer,
It costs more, so it gives
it's
it to
sort of
people
like
that are good.
the ancient equivalent of a 50 caliber sniper round.
Yeah, there you go.
You're not going to be launching a whole lot of out of an M2 you will, but in terms of sniping, you're not going to be launching a whole lot of those downrange. It's going to be more specialized, and they're also a whole lot more expensive to buy than like 5.56 ammo.
So why
which
did
is
you
also getting
keep it
way
in
too
the
expensive?
plastic?
Most of these, it's just a skin oil thing. There's another one in here that's an old iron, and it's like I could put on gloves and handle it, but it's easier for me to just leave it in the bag until you guys have like a proper setup.
We've got
So if you touch it with your oily skins, it'll rust it and make it age faster?
Yeah, it'll degrade it a little. And granted,
I think that'd be more of a risk with the iron than with the bronze, because the bronze, the patina is going to show up on bronze over time anyway.
Patina.
Yeah, patina, it's a fancy word.
Yeah, the other one is already fairly corroded, and it's not like us handling it for a night's going to do anything real to it. But part of the history that I like is that you could take any of these, and if we just decided to destroy it, it's just gone. Like that thing is
weird, yeah.
You can't recreate it, you can't go backwards and get it. Like it's just gone.
And that sense of power is just intoxicating.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get these things home.
You're getting your half chub?
Yeah, well, one of these things is going in my butt later, and the one that it is may surprise you.
All of them. So far. And I'm not surprised at all.
So far, one of those is going to be hard to get back out, though. It'll get hooked on the rest of the shit that's already up there. the rest of the relics that I keister.
That's where they all are. That's why they're not.
I told you that I had them at my apartment, and that's
what he calls his.
That's a
butthole.
term. Yeah. That's a term I use.
Well, I mean, how else do you expect me to get these things out of the countries?
That's how you got them all on the plane, including the box.
That's what he meant by steal.
Look, I am a professional. Sometimes that requires a little pregame stretching.
Oh, got to limber up before this next mission. So
That's really fucking cool.
By the 1st century AD, the Romans had revolutionized the way archery was used in combat by integrating trilobate arrowheads. Oh, so that's the shape.
Yeah, so their shapes came in a couple different sizes over time. And that's why I kind of like gave the long version of this thing's history, is because like when it was Marcus up doing his job and getting just absolutely hosed, all they did was sit up high and shoot at him, and he couldn't get close. So even though he had this 4-1 advantage, like he lost not because his army was wiped out, but just because he couldn't do anything. So he just turned around and went home.
They had some similar struggles against the Celts when they went to the British Isles, where a combination of the hit and run tactics that they were using with the chariots, and then at that point, because I think post Marian reform, the only sort of
the
Maid Marian reforms. Yeah. The only sort of ranged units that they would have would be slingers, which I think that. So they would have their pila, which everybody would carry like 2 or 3 of those, and they'd throw those at first. But occasionally they would have units of slingers, which were just using slings, like David and Goliath. Slingshot. Well, not slingshots, but actual slings, throwing rocks essentially. But yeah, once I think it was the. Was it the?
Who were the rock
I think it was the
throwers,
Nubian.
Principes?
I think
the front row guys. Or were they in the back with the archers?
I think that they didn't really they would conscript archers from other places. I think it was I want to say it was the Nubian archers that were like really coveted because they were really, really good at their job, but that might be cavalry that I'm thinking of. No, because the Gauls had really good cavalry too. But yeah, they didn't really have an established full-time ranged unit.
Yeah, so where I was getting these things, when they change shape, originally it was just like, hey, how do we shoot sticks at people? They got a little better over the years. They got to where this one is, which is this flat point that kind of has those 2 higher prongs.
Mm-hmm. It looks like a broadhead.
Yeah, it looks like a broadhead. Eventually they got to a point where it looked like a pyramid, where there were 4 separate blades on this thing.
And that was a lot more effective at punching through armor. It could get through chainmail.
Exactly.
I can't remember. Are those pinions? I'm going to say they're called like pinion tips or something. I might be wrong.
They all kind of fall under the broad term of trilobate, where they're like, everything that's in here is vaguely considered to be the same arrow. Beyond that.
Trilobate?
Yeah.
That sounds sexual to me.
Doesn't it?
It's when 3 people jerk each other off.
Well,
we're going to trilobate after this episode's over. By integrating trilobate arrowheads, which, as you said, are shaped similarly to a pyramid, which could easily penetrate armor or pass through unarmored soldiers to hit multiple targets. Fuck, they'd go through people. Goddamn.
Yeah, that's where that experience comes in. Is they're like, if you know the angle you're shooting at, much like a modern day sniper, you get a 2-for-1.
Oh, if you're real good. I remember in Battlefield especially getting a 2-for-1 kill. That was always really satisfying.
Remember in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade when he gets his hand on a Nazi pistol and he shoots the Nazi and it gets like 4 in a row, and then they all fall different ways off the tank, and then he looks at the gun.
Okay, yeah. For a second I was thinking of Deadpool, and I was like, wait,
did that happen for real?
I mean, with a high enough caliber, yeah. I don't know if like the
little German pistol,
those German Lugers, they fired something similar to a 9mm. I don't think that might be able to go through one person's head and into another person's head.
How did that happen? Am I in a movie?
But I mean, you get a 357, you could punch through a couple people with one of those. It depends on how much bone it's going through.
If you had a trilobate, though, you could fucking...
If you had a trilobate, that's just going to fucking penetrate everybody.
Penetrate everyone.
The shape and composition of this arrowhead I've brought you places it's making firmly in Augustus Caesar's lifetime. That is fucking awesome.
Crazy.
It's going to take me a while to actually fully absorb all of this because I get like starstruck with history shit. When I see like an actual historic artifact in real life, to me it's more exciting than seeing a celebrity.
Oh yeah. Just knowing that these things are that old is just weird.
And that like, went into a Chinese emperor's butthole?
Yeah,
how many other things have you seen that have done that?
Never.
Okay, so up next, ancient Egyptian Amarna faience.
Yeah,
Amarna faience.
I tried to give it a good pronunciation writing in there, but...
ancient Egyptian anal beads.
They're a little small for that. You'd lose them pretty quick.
Wait, ancient Egyptian anal beads?
Ancient Egyptian Amarna faience beads. I'm sure you could use... Oh, no, those are way too small for anal beads.
Way too
you just
small.
get lost.
There are some bigger ones, but that's an over time thing.
So you can't open this?
Oh, you could open that, yeah. No,
you
I just
touch
put
it?
it in there so I didn't lose it.
Okay.
Ancient Egyptian faience, or as they are better known, mummy beads, were a ubiquitous way to send an ancient Egyptian into the afterlife. Despite calling them mummy beads, I can almost assure you there is no mummy curse on these that will drag you into a Brendan Fraser escapade. Well, then why did you fucking bring them?
Well, I picked them up hoping it would.
Oh, that is like my only hope of hooking up with Rachel Weisz. At the very least, it didn't happen to me during the time I had them. So, okay, so you actually might not be sure. The easiest way to find a time and date for these specific artifacts is actually found in their colors. The most well-recognized mummy beads are easily identified by their vibrant turquoise color and fall closer to the 4th century BCE.
Yeah, and as you can see, those are not turquoise.
So what does that mean?
So turquoise was their inclusion of copper in a lot of their byproducts. It's what gave it that blue turquoise color on the glaze. These not being turquoise and being this small means that they are older than the Egyptian use of copper.
Oh,
Holy shit.
So how old are they?
Like 2,500 years old?
I mean, it's I think they're about 3,500 now.
3,500 fucking years old? They look great for their age.
Well, I mean, it's hard to destroy pottery, essentially.
Well, we'll see how they fare when I keister these later.
Yeah, these are going to be lost.
You will lose those. That's why I put it on fishing line.
Yeah, how old's this fishing line?
I'm going to have to tie another piece of string to that just so I can yank them back out when I'm done. The fact that these are not turquoise mean they predate the inclusion of copper byproducts in the processing. That, along with their unusually small size and shape, means these particular beads were made around 1350 BCE in Amarna of ancient Egypt.
They're super round.
And belong to Akhenaten, the heretic king. Oh, that's a good fucking name.
Yeah.
Akhenaten was the direct descendant of the famed Amenhotep bloodline.
Yeah, so you always hear like Amenhotep and everything.
Not Imhotep.
Right, not Imhotep, specifically different. This was the Amenhotep IV, and he actually changed his name when he went just rogue on religious power and decided to take on this, Akhenaten.
Which I think roughly translates to the king formerly known as Amenhotep.
Right.
He started representing himself just as an unreadable symbol.
Yeah,
and that's where hieroglyphics come from. That's all a fact. You can look it up.
That's fucking cool, though. You can make that like a necklace or something. I don't wear necklaces, though.
Yeah, it was kind of part of a bartering system, from what I understand, where they're like, hey, if we give you, it's traditional to give them honey, right? So that you had this, like, perfect spending system in the afterlife because honey could be rehydrated or recooked and it just become honey again. So they're like, if you have this, you have food, you have a trading good, you have everything else. These were kind of the same thing where they're like, hey, if we send you off with jewelry into the afterlife, like...
You can trade for a prison bitch.
Yeah. Get some cigarettes out of this.
Speaking of trading in prison, normally that's done with cigarettes. Sometimes it's done with ramen, but usually it's done with cigarettes. Mm-hmm. But our sponsor today is even better. Our sponsor today is Lucy. Oh. We're all adults here, and I know some of us choose to use nicotine to relax, focus, or just unwind after a long day, or you trade it for goods in prison. Lucy is a modern oral nicotine company that makes nicotine gum, lozenges, and pouches for adults who are looking for the best, most responsible way to consume their nicotine.
Ooh.
It's a new year. Why not start it out by switching to a new nicotine product that you can feel good about? And anybody who's seen the show before knows that I
Daddy
vape
loves his
constantly,
nicotine.
like through the entire show. Well, I mean, through the majority of the day. It's kind of my safety blanket. But we did get a care package from Lucy.
We did?
Yeah. I've got it. We're supposed to get some pictures of it here pretty soon.
Okay.
And that is what I'm going to be switching to. They're showing us support. I'm going to show them support, and also I really like my nicotine. I think that I can.
For your voice.
I don't know. The other day you were telling me it sounded like I was losing my voice, and I hadn't actually talked to anybody in like a day and a half, so I have no idea why I was sounding like that.
Yeah, it's the vape, dude.
Now, when you say
get off the vaping, get on the
vaping, get on the Lucy.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you say you have this Lucy someplace else, do you mean it's keistered?
You get a lot of nicotine that way.
I
You
said
get a lot of nicotine in your butt.
It is at my apartment. Yes, it is. And that's why I have so much energy today. Nicotine's a stimulant. And right now it's stimulating my prostate.
Well, look,
I'm sorry.
You know how cigarettes trade in prison. I imagine Lucy is 10 times more valuable than
I would think so
yeah.
too. So yeah, I switched from smoking to vaping, and now I'm gonna make another switch and see how it is. And also, I've noticed that like everybody else here in the studio, they've always got something from Lucy on them. Like
Yeah.
I've been seeing everybody in the studio using this stuff recently, and everybody seems to really like it.
Well, that's cool because you can. It doesn't make any smoke.
Yep, doesn't stink, doesn't make any smoke.
Yeah, in a lot of places you can't vape inside or anything too. So
Yeah, which I thought was kind of surprising, and it's gotten me in a lot of fights in a lot of supermarkets. Fucking old ladies yelling at me about no
that's
vaping in the supermarket.
well, you can be nice old ladies now.
I don't think that that's going to do the trick, to be perfectly honest. If you enjoy using nicotine, you should definitely check out Lucy's products at lucy.co and use the promo code ICONO, that is ICONO, at checkout. Also, I have to read this disclaimer, warning this product contains nicotine, and nicotine is an addictive chemical. But we're all adults here, and I'm sure that we all realize that.
So are a lot of things I enjoy.
All the things I enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're drinking this whiskey here.
Very
Lovely
good
addicting whiskey.
Yeah, I mean, that's an adult substance, so...
So is vaginas.
So remember, if you're interested in a better way to use nicotine, visit lucy.co and be sure to use our promo code ICONO, ICONO.
So how does it work? They're like little
They've got packets, they've got lozenges, they got a little bit of everything over there.
That's awesome. I want to try.
Yeah, we'll do a little.
Let's juice up.
Yeah,
dude.
we'll do a taste testing video here pretty soon.
Okay.
Okay, so next up we have another Roman artifact. It is an ancient Roman iron spearhead from Israel, circa 60 to 70 A.D. Is this the spear of destiny? Is this what Longinus stabbed Jesus with?
I'm not going to say it's not, but I will say I can't prove that.
This is what they made Wolfenstein based off of? Or that was the expansion?
Yeah, the Spear of Destiny was the expansion. When Roman commander Pompey the Great captured Jerusalem in 63 AD, it was a brutal campaign. The Jewish people rebelled 3 years later, forcing the Roman occupation to end for another 3 years. Then, future Emperor Titus came back angrier than ever, besieged the whole place, and almost destroyed the entire city. This spearhead took part in no less than one of those battles. So this is from an actual... Holy shit, it looks like a knife blade.
Yeah, so this is from...
I thought it would be
It's
shaped like like the arrowhead.
Yeah, no, it's actually from one of the Jerusalem sites. I mean, this is a classic story of why we can't have nice things. So we just keep burning them to the ground every time somebody else has them.
How did you get this?
So for the people that
Are you
are
in
just listening
Jerusalem?
and can't see
yeah.
see it, it looks like the blade of a pocket knife. And wait, it has old timer engraved in the side. This is just an old pocket knife blade, isn't it? All this shit's
You
fake,
rusted
isn't it?
this yesterday.
They know.
You just get
They're
up and
on
run
to
out.
me.
Gotcha.
Knocks the mic over, runs.
Yeah, I would have expected it to be double-sided. But yeah, it's got a single blade. It looks a whole lot like a knife blade, but oh, that is awesome. This was found in Jerusalem?
Yes, this was in Jerusalem. As you can see, that's one of those I was talking about where it's like already extremely corroded, hasn't aged super well with time.
How old is it?
So this is from 60 to 70 AD. So math.
Just
math
about
that.
2000.
Just about 2,000 years. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Of course.
Jerusalem is generally recognized as the most fought-over place in known history. It has been destroyed twice, besieged 23 times, attacked 52 times, and captured or recaptured 44 times. Holy shit, everybody wants a piece of Jerusalem. A 14th century Jetton coin recovered from the River Thames after... Oh, is this the next one?
Yeah, it should be the next one.
Oh, okay. I didn't see a header on this one.
Yeah, I may have.
Way to go, Colton.
Well, who did the editing?
Good fucking job. I didn't want to read through it and ruin it for myself. I trusted you.
All right. Well, next time I'll stick to paper. I'll stick to the paper copy.
So next up, we have a
It's cute when you
14th
get
century
frustrated.
Jetton recovered from the River Thames.
There you go, Joel.
Huh? Oh.
After the signing of the Magna Carta,
Whoa.
commerce exploded and used the River Thames as its primary travel route. Stories go that business was so profitable during the peace that coins like these could fall from bursting barrels and roll into the water without being missed terribly. Wish I had that kind of money. Shit.
I mean, can you imagine just having barrels of coinage on your ship and you just like hit a wave, you see some roll over the edge and you're like, whatever,
Yeah,
man.
It's going to cost me more money to turn around and pick that up than it is to recover. Oh shit, this thing's cool.
I'm gonna have to pay some slave family when their slave dies jumping in after it.
It looks Aztec-y or something.
It kind of it reminds me, it looks like Celtic. Actually, yeah, this side does look very Aztec-y.
One side of
Mayan.
it does look a bit more
It's pretty tribal.
It
actually
actually,
deserty.
it looks like it has a bunch of brass knuckles carved into it. This could be like the cover of some hardcore album.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, part of this is like, I tried to go through the catalog. I got obviously inspired by the show, start tracking down history relics, and not all of them that I've sent have been directly related to episodes. But I try and keep it close.
Well, also they always inspire me for other things. Like if it's not something that's directly related to an episode, it inspires me to go and look into that, and that will usually result in another episode.
And that's what most of this is I'm like, oh, I get to reference the Magna Carta. There's at least some history there. I get a little bit of a tie-in and earn some bonus points on that.
Yeah, but I noticed that you didn't get a hold of the original copy of the Magna Carta, so...
Well, look, I'm putting a hit list together.
Next time you're going to show up with the Declaration of Independence.
I want that
Nicolas Cage
treasure.
signature.
You're a real-life Nicolas Cage, but with a better hairline and much less insane.
Only a better hairline for now. It's going quick.
Okay, so next up we have a 1951 gavel, which was awarded to the National Federation of Business and Professional Women.
Yeah, it's
Holy shit!
oddly feminist, I guess, for the show, but it was a cool piece of history I could get my hands on. I couldn't resist.
So this is a straight up gavel like you would see on Judge Judy. I don't think anybody else actually uses gavels. Maybe the Brits do, but they're fucking weird.
Yeah, so you can see it's got the metal banding as it was an awarding process. They're used
June of 1951.
Yep.
This is in really good shape too.
Well, again, like you said, nobody really uses gavels, and especially after they award this thing, it just kind of sits on a shelf until, somebody like me walks by and liberates that.
Yeah, that thing's in really good shape. We are definitely going to need to make sure that either stays in a locked case or is not left in the studio, because some jackass is going to come along and start banging it on a table, and if they break it, I'm going to lose my shit. So a group who was almost solely responsible for the ability that women in the United States have to apply for work in any profession they choose.
Yes.
So this is the group that women can blame for having to go out and get jobs.
Yeah,
like some fucking guy.
Post World War II, where everyone's like, I want to be independent, and then now this is what you get.
Yeah. You could have had it easy.
That's
Stay
something
home all day.
My stepmom complains about.
Really?
She's like, what the fuck were we thinking? We totally blew it. I'd love to stay home and chill.
If the roles were reversed, I'd be like, hell yeah, I'll stay home and play video games and ignore the kids and bitch at you when you get home.
Wipe everything down real quick right before you show up. So it looks like I cleaned.
Well, just be holding a broom when somebody walks through the door and you're like, oh, look, I'm doing
doing my job.
You got a controller in one hand. You're like, hey, honey. Still playing.
See, it also helped to apply the Hobbs Act to women in the workplace, which made it possible to unionize without fear of physical harm from your boss. Unless your boss is Dan Holloway.
Yeah.
Then you're always at risk of physical harm.
I wouldn't recommend it.
It's usually pleasurable, though.
It usually is a good
Pleasure
experience.
and pain, yeah.
He's very good at that. He's a giver.
But yeah, the Hobbs Act was a big anti-racketeering movement. So it first applied mostly just to men because they're the primary workforce. Because it came through, I want to say,
because back then women weren't so fucking uppity.
Yeah, exactly.
So they weren't going to try and unionize, but went and gave them all those rights. Somebody had to bring them down a peg or two. Why are you laughing?
I didn't laugh. That was him.
Why are either one of you laughing?
I didn't laugh.
Sorry, you said women's rights, and it was hysterical.
It's not funny.
Oh, yeah.
I think we should drink for that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, probably.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm not nearly drunk enough for con men yet.
That reminds me, I gotta bring that up to Sean when I see him.
His drinking problem?
Drinking
We've
problem.
all brought it up to him. It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah. No, I was talking to a guy who worked on the Project Acoustic Kitty.
Which was no shit.
Yeah, one of the MK Ultra
that
programs.
was when,
Oh, shit.
Well, that was when the CIA put a microphone in a cat, right?
Yeah, they put electrodes into its brain, and they're like, all right, let's see if we can figure out what it's thinking and what it's doing. And the result was...
I'm thinking of something different then.
Yeah, the result was not shit. They're like, it's doing cat shit.
It's not thinking.
Yeah.
Duh.
No, if it's thinking anything, it's like, how can I be more of an asshole today than I was yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because cats are fucking assholes. I thought you were talking about the...
Oh, I saw Dahlia last night.
Again?
Right outside the door, got in a cat fight with another cat, whooped its ass. I heard a cat fight, went out, opened the door, and it was Dahlia and this other stray cat.
And she was fucking it up?
Yeah, fucking it up, and I
Good
scared
for
her
her.
off.
Good for her.
Yeah. She's doing fine.
Yeah, I
You
think
abandoned
that-
your child.
No, she was made for the streets. There's no taming that
She was
girl.
a fucking whore.
Let's see. Also, it might help you keep each other reined in when unruly tangents inevitably occur.
That was
oh,
good
so
timing.
I can.
That was a shitty
yeah,
tangent right now.
I could have used that gavel and just been like, I don't actually want to bang it on the table because it's an
We
antique.
could put a little piece of rubber on it, so we have to do it once.
Yeah, you gotta get one of those pads or something that you hit it on.
Do you want to do it so you can do it gently?
Okay, I'm gonna do it real.
If I'm
gently,
talking and you go,
Oh, that's aggressive.
then I'll stop. Yeah, that was way hard. I can't believe you hit it that
though.
hard.
That wasn't even very hard. These things are made to be loud.
You damaged it. Good job.
Oh, yep. Chipped the front. No, it was something like that. Next up, we have. Ooh.
What's that?
Next up, we have
funny to
we have hundreds of million or over 100 million year old piece of shit.
What?
Also known as Nancy Pelosi. No, next up we have agatized coprolite. Despite the fact that this is almost surely the oldest thing I've brought to you at an estimated 150 million years old,
What?
I mainly brought it for the laughs of handing you dinosaur shit.
This is dinosaur poo?
It's dinosaur shit. That's what
the hell?
That's what coprolite is. It's well, he immediately smells it. That wasn't even like a little whiff. That was like straight
Deep
up to the
sniff, yeah.
nostrils.
This is dinosaur poo?
Yeah,
That's
it's dinosaur
dinosaur
No
poo.
way.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is dinosaur poo?
It's dinosaur poop.
Can I have this one?
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody's got to take it home.
Oh, shit, because I'm definitely taking the next one home. But
This is dinosaur poo?
That is dinosaur poo-poo.
Yeah.
Dinosaur feces.
Look, hold poo. Hold dinosaur poo.
I'm holding a piece of dinosaur shit.
How did it turn into a rock?
Fossilization.
Fossilization, yeah. This is a little dinosaur poopy.
This is way more colorful than I expected dinosaur poop to be.
Yeah, it's vaguely fluorescent.
You know, it's
Can you
almost
make
like
jewelry out of it? Is it like, could you like make a ring?
Hang it around your neck and it's jewelry.
Suppose you could. I don't know how hard it is. I had to learn the difference between fossilization and agatization.
Oh,
when
so
I
this
was
is
doing this.
agatized. What is the difference between fossilization and agatization?
In one of them, it is partially preserved, so that is a fossil, is partially preserved inside of rock. Agatization, it has become rock.
Oh, so that's like it's become petrified, like petrified wood.
Yep.
Will it damage the poop if I lick it?
And there's no way.
Oh, you just
I just licked
you just
dinosaur
licked a
shit.
dinosaur shit.
Yes!
We were checking off bucket list items today.
Oh yeah, I
I
didn't
just
even.
licked a 150 million year old turd?
Yeah,
Yes! I didn't even know that was on my bucket list.
that is by far the oldest piece of shit you've ever had in your mouth.
That was awesome. Is this really dinosaur poop?
It really
Am I
is.
being like...
Agatized coprolite. Coprolite.
Am I
is,
naive?
That's
Yeah,
why I
it is
knew
genuinely
what it was,
coprolite.
because coprolite is literally petrified shit.
Cool.
The science is still very much in process when detecting exactly where it came from, but the fact that there is no spiral shaping in this fragment means it is not from any aquatic cloaca-having creature.
Aquatic cloaca.
It is not from any aquatic cloaca-having creature. But speaking of sea dinosaurs, this is the one that I've been so fucking excited about.
And I had to slip an aquatic cloaca reference in
Yeah,
there.
we need to... That's another shirt idea. We should do aquatic cloaca
Didn't that
shirts.
just come up in the chat?
Yeah, it was...
I bring it up constantly.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, it was you.
We need to make a song. If we're gonna make a shirt, we should do a shitty song together.
For a,
Aquatic cloaca.
I could
the
write
song.
an aquatic cloaca song for sure.
Yeah, you got your guitar. I'll make the beats.
All right, so next up is the fossilized Megalodon tooth. And I saw this when I was skimming through. Oh, holy shit, it's a big one.
It's big as shit,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Yeah, I went for size and girth on this one.
Holy
Oh my god.
shit! What the fuck?
I was
Holy
just
shit!
telling so I saw the entry for the Megalodon tooth and I was just telling Jesse and Joel how fucking excited I was because I have literally wanted a Megalodon tooth since I was like 5 years old.
Yeah, well, now you got one.
Here, it's you
Oh my
have
god,
one.
and it's one of the big ones.
I will apologize
'Cause-
for your dream of having this. It is technically half a tooth, but it's
No,
gigantic.
you can keep this. I'll get one of mine.
Wait, look. I got my poopy, and you got
Joel,
your toothy.
Joel has an ancient piece of shit, and I've got an ancient shark tooth. Oh
best
my
day ever.
god!
You want to know the weird thing? That Megalodon
That
is
Joel
closer
just
to
licked
us.
a 150 million year old piece of shit.
Well, that's something. I'll remember that
kinda
forever. But we are closer to living to Megalodons than they ever were to living to dinosaurs.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because let's see, you've got the age in this one. This one is from 3 million. Well, they died out 3 million years ago. Here, I'll read the rest of the entry. These sharks.
You want to? Okay, just hold it. You're just gonna hold it for the rest of the episode.
For the rest of my life.
You should mount. You should mount it to a glass. Or
I'll make a
something.
pendant out of it.
Let's give me a.
A real badass shark tooth necklace.
Dude, and I'll make a pendant out of the poopy.
These sharks measured in at 60 feet long with a mouthful of over 275 half-foot long teeth. Luckily,
Fucking
they
hell,
died
we
out
just-
over 3 million years ago, or so they say.
Or so they say. But yeah, I mean, imagine that thing double in size
Holy
because
shit.
it's half a tooth, so double it in size, and then
What
multiply
part is
it.
missing? This half?
Yeah, that half. Yeah.
Is it like this or something?
I bet that
Yeah,
Colton
it should be an
has,
equal like triangle.
Colton has the other half at home, and it's like one of those
Yeah.
friendship necklaces.
Well, I wasn't
where
gonna
it's
tell you
each
about it,
half
but-
of a heart. Oh, no, I knew.
How did you get this? Where did you hide this?
He pried it out of the fucking shark's mouth.
That's why I know they're not dead.
He takes his job very seriously.
This is so cool.
It's fucking awesome.
It's fucking heavy, dude.
Yeah, heavy as shit. So this is actually fossilized, not agatized.
Correct. Yeah. Now, like I said, take that, double it in size, and then multiply it by 275 of them to fit one mouth.
That's insane.
I'm sure that a lot of people have seen the picture of all the guys lined up inside the giant shark jaws. That's a Megalodon shark's jaw, or a recreation.
Yeah, I've seen that
one.
Jason Statham movie.
Yeah, that's also extremely accurate. They live in the Marianas Trench below a layer of super cooled water, and every now and then they escape and eat submarines and chase down shitty B-list action stars.
As they will do.
Not shitty. Excellent B-list action stars.
Yeah, excellent. I was so disappointed in the fucking movie, though.
You were?
Yeah. I mean,
It was really weirdly
I
paced.
love every shark movie ever. Well, no, I hated Sharknado. I like the Deep Blue Sea.
It's
That was
the
a
best.
fucking
You
awesome
can't.
movie.
How do you make
Jaws,
something
great.
better than
Even that shitty movie about all the sharks in the lake that I think might just be called Shark Lake.
that? Sharknado?
No, not Sharknado. I hate it. I tried to watch
I like
the
them.
Sharknado movies. Well, I like the
It's
shark
perfect
movies
for when
that
you're doing something else.
I like the ones that take themselves seriously. Like Deep Blue Sea, you can laugh at it, but when they were making it, they were
They were
taking
trying
themselves
hard, yeah.
seriously.
That's the
With
best kind.
with Sharknado, the people making the movie, I mean,
No one gives a
none of
shit.
it. Yeah, nobody gave a shit. They weren't trying to make anything good. They were trying to
If
make
you're-
something dumb enough to attract people.
It's the perfect movie to play at a bar, though. Like, if you go into a bar and you're just looking for a drink, and Sharknado's playing and without sound, you're like, okay, I'll have a drink here.
Or Gala Walkers. That's another one that
Yeah,
that is
Gala Walkers.
best seen without any sound.
You guys see the
Sucked.
only scene I remember from any of the Sharknadoes, which is a shark just flying through the hatch of the airplane.
Oh, have you seen the one where was it the guy from 90210?
He's in all of them.
A shark is flying through the air and he dives into its mouth with a chainsaw and cuts it in half.
God bless him.
Perfectly accurate.
Extremely accurate. Sorry, I am tripping the fuck out over this megalodon tooth.
It's so cool.
I'm going to be looking at this through the whole Conman episode too.
Yeah, I'm gonna carry this poop with me for as long as I can.
See, yeah, you got to get a hold of like deep sea divers to get a hold of these nowadays. And the guy I got a hold of, I was like, look, I want one bigger than my dick. And when he gave me one that was 3 inches, I was like, look, you're right.
I
But
didn't ask for one twice the size. I just said bigger.
a little larger I'd appreciate.
That is so fucking. I am ridiculously excited about that fucking megalodon tooth. Okay, so next up we have a Native American arrowhead, or the arrowheads plural.
I got a whole
Holy shit, that's a whole fucking.
sonically pleasant bag of them.
Yeah, that was some nice ASMR. Some culturally appropriated ASMR.
Well,
Drink?
look,
Yeah, we should probably drink for that one.
I need more. Just pour myself more whiskey.
Like any child who has found arrowheads before, my grown ass couldn't help but collect them from everywhere I felt had interesting history. Here are a couple from Oregon, where Coop grew up, or near where Coop grew up, belonging to the northern Paiute tribes. Dude, I grew up literally right next to a Paiute reservation.
Yeah, and we've never addressed this, but you and I live in Oregon, so I am
And which part, if you don't
you're
mind
from
saying it
Oregon?
on the air, which part
yeah.
do you live in?
the hipster part. I live south of Portland and north of Salem, so I am firmly in that.
Oh, okay, yeah. I used to live in, I was living in Tigard for a while.
Oh, okay, yeah. We live nearly in the
Tiger?
same town.
That sounds like a character from Harry Potter.
Or Winnie the Pooh. Tigard.
Oh, you're not supposed to say that with the hard R.
Drink.
It's Tigga.
Sorry, everyone.
Fucking Tigard.
Oh shit! And what? Do you know what type of rock this is made out of?
I'm not 100%.
Because it doesn't look like obsidian.
It is not obsidian. I'm
you
sure you're
obsidian?
familiar. We have just tons of red clay everywhere in Oregon, and it tends to proliferate into this rock.
Yeah, I actually haven't seen arrowheads like this before. We found a lot of obsidian arrowheads around my hometown when I was growing up, but those, they're all the shiny black volcanic glass.
Yeah, and I was reaching out, as you'll you'll soon see. I was reaching out across the country, being like, "All right, if you have arrowheads, I need arrowheads. Like, just hook me up, no matter where they're from. Like, tell me, I'll source everything."
Did you create a second trail of tears just getting these arrowheads to us?
I'm not proud of it, but you got to do what you got to do.
To make an omelet, you got to crack a few eggs.
Yeah.
The other distinctly different ones from the battlegrounds. The other distinctly different ones from the battlegrounds of King Philip's War, the first real war fought between pilgrims of the Massachusetts Bay Colony and the native Wampanoag.
That's my best guess.
Yeah, Wampanoag. Yeah, the Wachutu. From the battle between the Wachutu and the
Wachati.
The Wachati
Yeah.
in 1675. No, it was the battle between the Massachusetts Bay Colony and the native Wampanoag in 1675.
It's the first real war that took place between, what is the colonists and or pilgrims and the Native Americans. Yeah.
These right here are
Savages, barely even human.
Disney's words, not ours.
Drink.
If you have a problem with that, no, Disney needs to drink for that one.
I'll drink
yeah,
for
you
them.
can drink for them anyway. So these right here are older than America.
Yeah, and I was
Different, so
shocked.
they must be evil.
Well, older than the United States. North America as a landmass has been here for at least like 1,000 years, I think.
Probably. I mean, I think 600 if you follow the the math on that. Yeah, no, I was
This one's in real
surprised.
good shape.
I was looking up King Philip to dig into this war, and King Philip was actually the Native American.
What?
Yeah. Philip was his, the adopted English name that he used. So they referred to him as King Philip of the Native Americans. I thought it was like some kind of King Philip from an English colony.
That's what I thought too.
Nope, it refers to the Native American.
Well, son of a bitch.
Wait, there was 4 of these. Where'd you put the other one?
All right. Let me get it from my apartment.
Thank you.
No, that's staying in there. This war was costly for both sides in terms of civilian casualties. The colonists lost 8% of their male population. Oh, holy shit, considering the amount of people that were around back then, that would have been a really severe blow.
Yeah, 8% was a huge chunk.
With thousands more sick and injured, and 12 of the 90 settlements burned down. The natives, however, were devastated, losing an estimated 80% of their total population and forced to flee to Canada.
Yeah, if you want a real genocide artifact, you just got one.
God damn.
Yeah, this was one that
They had to go to Canada?
they had to go to Canada.
Oh, fuck.
I hate Canada.
Those remaining 20% probably felt like they were cursed for not dying.
Actually,
The
I liked
unlucky
there when I
ones.
went.
Yeah, they were the...
Canada's clean and nice when I was there, but the alcohol's so expensive that I don't want to go back.
Yeah, exactly. And you know how much Native Americans love their firewater. Those people were miserable up there.
Drink.
Did I say that's...
Yeah, I should probably drink for that one. Hey, allegedly, I've got a couple percentage points of Cherokee blood in me, so...
Drink for that, too.
Oh,
Every white person fucking says that.
I know. I was just... I was telling somebody about that the other day that... I think I was telling my mom or
through
my
this.
sister.
We were burning through that.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to hit the Josh Barnett levels of whiskey consumption, primarily because... actually, I don't have to read that many more notes, so I could get blasted. Well, we still got Conmen to get through also.
And a bonus, and we have to do Conman, and we have to do a Patreon episode for it.
Okay, yeah, that's
'Cause
true.
David
All right.
Klein is here. He's coming on to
Yeah,
go deeper dive in some UFO shit.
I'll slow it down a little bit.
No, you won't.
Nope. I wanted to save something really special for near the end.
Oh shit!
Because I know my last package caused some commotion when a part of it went missing. Being the Iconoblast artifact hunter, I had to succeed in tracking down another Caligula spintria.
No way!
Yes!
Yes.
Another hooker coin.
I was shattered internally when I heard that the last
Dude,
one got ripped apart.
We were digging around in the dirt outside. We fucking looked. I
The
killed
whole
3
dirt
homeless people
patch
trying to find it.
Well, he says that's why he killed 3 homeless people, but
I mean, aren't you gates people?
Well, okay, so his
Drink, ghost.
well, also Joel's specific wording was, "I just went and killed three homeless people."
An excuse to kill homeless people. Holy shit, this is awesome.
I'll find the missing coin. Just immediately goes to the nearest corner and starts beating a homeless person to death.
Yeah, and I looked for the last one. When
You
you guys said it went
Where's
missing,
the
I was
sex
like,
coin?
oh, we're going to find this.
I was so fucking disappointed. I went around and I asked everybody in the studio.
Yeah, we
if-
thought someone took it here first, but the package was damaged when it showed up. It sucked. It was opened.
Oh, and it's got people fucking on the front.
Yeah, I love that.
It was my
Dibs.
regrets. I was like, man, I should have sent it.
Yeah,
in
I
advance.
got it.
No, like
I said it.
like hell.
Okay, well then you got to trade me for the Megalodon tooth. Then
Fuck no. No, I will.
I call dibs.
I will ugly cry so hard
You get
that
everything
I will
else.
convince everybody. The two things that I want the most.
No, you get the Megalodon tooth and everything else except for the poop, but I want that. You're actually gonna cry.
This is Roman history. Roman history is my fucking thing.
Yeah, but it's people fucking. That's my thing. You don't fuck.
That's everybody's thing.
You don't fuck. Give me the coin.
We will discuss this later. I'm so fucking mad right now. I can't believe you.
You can have it. I don't care
I don't-
about any of this stuff.
Not to put anybody on
Except
the
for the
spot,
poop.
but there was an escalation on the last episode you guys did where this was missing. You guys were talking about what you would do with it if you had it. Somebody said they were going to sew it over their own asshole. So
Who was that?
I think
Who do you
both
think
of
it
you
was?
did.
So now we're going to have to form a reverse human centipede, with this being the only separator between our two buttholes.
Wait, do you remember who said they would sew it to their butthole?
Yeah, so I remember like,
Whoever
the
whoever said it gets it.
Yeah, the episode stuff that I've been on. The first one was Vercingetorix, and then the other one was on the Bolo episode. Joel was the first one to say he would sew it to his own asshole.
Well, how about whoever? Okay,
You said
So-
you would cut it out of his asshole and sew it to yours.
So you get it.
So now we have to make good on the promise.
I will put it on my asshole and take a photo.
Okay, if you can tell me what emperor it was and how many spintria total there were, you can have it.
I'll just not let go of it now. Pry it from my dead body now. You can have it.
Coop, do you remember?
It was Caligula, obviously, and Caligula was well known for making his horse a member of the Senate and treating his horse better than the majority of everybody else in Rome.
That's badass.
I believe was his horse Incitatus, or was that Alexander the Great's horse? I think that was Alexander the Great's horse. And Caligula also was a fan of fucking his sister. Similar to Xerxes, he actually sent the Roman army to fight Neptune.
Yep.
And by that, I mean he had a Roman legion march into the sea and stab it with their gladius, or gladii. That'd be the plural of gladiuses. Gladii.
That was one of my favorite things to do, was to fight the ocean.
I say stab the sea.
You never did that when you were a kid? Or as an adult?
Yeah, well, I didn't spend a lot of time in the ocean when I was a kid. I spent a lot of time in lakes and dirty,
You punch the waves and do
like
uppercuts?
sewer runoff.
Well, Oregon has just nightmarish riptides, and I used to like sit out there and see if I could hold myself onto the sand while the riptide tried to pull me out to sea.
That's a safe way to have fun.
So, you know, I had a good childhood.
Did you actually want to hold on, or were you just seeing if fate would take over and take you to a better place?
A little column A, a little column B.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there were 12 spintria.
I think you're correct. I actually don't remember.
Okay, now I actually need to look that up too.
What's spintria?
See, that's why I get to keep this.
I'm taking a picture of it on my butthole for ghosts. And then you can have it.
Okay, as long as you leave it. We were talking about how bodily fluids can corrode things. As long as you leave it in
Deal's
the
a
plastic
deal.
casing. Okay, as long as you leave it in the
No,
plastic
it's
casing.
coming out.
I don't want butthole chunks all over my spintria.
That's the price you pay.
Let me see.
They've made only 12 of those in the whole world.
No, there was types of them, so they were all
12
numbered.
different times.
Yeah, if you look at the back of that, I want to say this is either 7 or 8, and whatever this is, the other one.
8.
Okay, so the other one was 7. Because I remember I got them in numerical order, and I thought to myself, "Oh, look, I have part of a collection." But yeah, there was not a lot of them.
Is it each one have a different sex position?
Yeah, each one had a different sex position. So
What?
Yeah, this one's actually different than the last in both the number and the sex.
Wasn't the other one a little damaged or something?
The other one was.
Picture of it or something?
I don't know if I have a picture of the other
maybe
one,
we
but
looked
it
it up.
was in worse condition than this one, and it was a little
Yeah,
off-printed.
we looked up the full set because it wasn't in the
Because we were trying to find it.
package that you sent.
Yeah. I want to say it was somewhere between 12 and 15.
This is really cool. This is one's.
Oh wait, there might be 16.
Cooper, doing a podcast right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at pictures. Isn't that what you do on a podcast? Look at all these people fucking, dude.
There's a lot of fucking.
That's
so if you
awesome.
Yeah.
So we have that one.
Yes.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
what
so-
was the other one?
The one right before it. Yeah. So.
Doggy style?
Yep.
Wait, is that what? Oh, because there's one where it's two guys giving a girl the old Chinese finger trap,
There's a threesome?
also known as the Eiffel Tower. Okay, so we got the spintria. It's not the same as the last one I sent, unfortunately, but I couldn't just leave a legendary show like this one without an ancient fuck token of its own. And
Fuck
we
yeah.
finally have our ancient fuck token. I'm so happy about
It's
that.
an ancient fuck token.
It
It
is.
is.
And I would say you are one of the very, very few on the planet that has a fuck token. So that's a ringing endorsement.
Well, at least one
Yeah.
from these. I collect them from Dave & Buster's. At least the Dave & Buster's that I go to has them. Oddly enough, the Chuck E. Cheese, but I'm not going back to that place.
You always wake up back home and can't remember anything.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, I thought I went there to have sex. And then the guy in the rat costume's like, oh, you did. So if you collect all of the tokens back when Caligula was still the emperor, if you collected one of each of the token types, you could take that to a brothel and then you get
Just
like
free
a
range.
shopping spree
Yeah.
to go through the brothel and do whatever you want for a whole day.
The brothel is yours to do with what you want.
If you have one of those coins,
It is very Willy Wonka.
If you
where's the brothel?
if you collect the entire set. So you have to have one of each coin type. And if you collect one of each coin type,
Oh,
then you can do whatever you want for a full day at the brothel.
fuck. That's a lot of work. It's like the Monopoly game at McDonald's.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's very much like, hey, see if you can find all of these. And you know they only printed like one of the last one. They're like,
Oh,
nobody's going to
those
find
sons of
this.
Bitches, I would have found it. Actually, no, that's not accurate because I couldn't even find the one that you fucking mailed here last time.
I mean, historically, somebody had to because they know what happened when you found them all. So somebody went on a fuck rampage.
All right, wrapping up this set of artifacts, the box I tried to arrange this all nicely inside. Moutai, is that it, you think?
Yeah, I don't speak Chinese, but
Moutai?
Moutai is an exceedingly rare, high alcohol content baiju. Difficult to find even inside of China where it is made. The bottom level bottles of the real stuff go for well over $125 each, with the upper tiers going to auction for millions of dollars per bottle.
yeah. So this stuff rings in at over 50% on its low end. So this one was 52,
So that's like a 150 proof or something?
Uh,
Oh, you mean the
104 proof.
Yeah, 50% would be around 100 proof.
Yeah. So this one's 52. So math.
Yeah,
150 proof, yeah.
104 proof. Now, I told you at the top of this that
So
I
if
got
you
in
eat the
trouble.
box, you fucking...
Joel, don't eat the box. Don't eat the box. If it made you drunk, he would be drunk because he keistered it to get it here.
Oh, I was drunk when I keistered it.
It had to be. You got to relax somehow.
They're drinking on the box,
They don't sell
too.
poppers everywhere.
Yeah, look at the size of this thing. You think I wasn't drunk?
Oh, Joel's reading the Japanese off the back of a Chinese box. Drink. Yeah, drink.
Here, take a look at this.
This box is so fucking well made.
It's really well made. It's a little time worn. It's obviously
Looks great, though.
Yeah.
No, it's in really good condition.
It's going well. It's super cool. I was amazed with all the things they did where they put like metallic foil on some ends and there's holographics on it and they etched the wood and there's felt lining and all kinds of
Can you read that?
gold.
Oh, holy shit. It even has the initials of all the Uyghur Muslims that died making the box.
You're not supposed to read that part unless you're drinking it.
So you don't cry about it.
Yeah. Well, you drink about it and you're like, oh, look at all these poor souls. Oh, delicious.
That's what makes it so expensive.
Yeah, of course.
There's the lifetime happiness of some poor person in a concentration camp as they made it.
Holy shit.
Sorry,
Look at
not
that.
supposed to
Yeah.
be political.
I'm going to hand this to Joel because there's one more thing in the box, and it's the last thing that's on that list.
Oh, there was something breakable in there too, wasn't there?
No, it's not. I mean, it's not easily damaged,
Joel will find a way to do that.
but it is what Coop's going to kick me off the show for.
Oh, we talked about this before I don't know what it is, but we talked about this before the episode started, and I've been very curious to know what it is. So this box is one of only 15 to have ever been made. 13 went to the leaders of the People's Republic of China, and 2 were kept in reserve for the Moutai Executive Collection. The carvings are unique to each box, and the contents originally inside are kept separate to prevent capers like mine. You really did steal this shit.
Yes. Well, hey, don't say it out loud. Someone stole it, and I got my hands on it.
You knew somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody who stole this from the CCP.
Yeah.
Sorry, I ripped the stitched-in cushion out, but it's clearly where they had the tracker implanted. Okay, so here it is. Lastly, I also made you a little something just to fuel further nonsense whenever it might be needed. It looks very similar to something I made for Joel. However, this one is going to be more, let's say, controversial.
All right. This is what Coop's going to kick me off the show forever for. I'm going to be banned from the YouTube channel.
Hold on.
There you go. Here's the back.
Okay,
Here's the backlight.
I'm covering my eyes.
You see what it is?
Okay, there's,
Yes.
all right, there's something going on. Can I look now?
I'll pass it to you in a second. I want to see.
You like the way I thought I arranged those pretty well. They were very hard to get a hold of.
Holy shit.
Oh, Jesus Christ. These are my mom's nudes, aren't they?
No?
Oh, no, those aren't hard to get a hold of.
Special, right?
This is
so hot.
Joel, that's my mother that you're talking about.
Okay, here, check this out.
I can look now?
Yeah. You son of a bitch. It's awesome. Yeah.
Son of a bitch. That's...
Sorry, Coop.
I mean, I feel like Joel should have gotten these because, well, I jerked off to 50% of this as much as Joel did. But not Maid Marian from the fucking Disney's Robin Hood.
Okay, so
So to explain to everybody listening what I'm looking at right now, these are clips from the
Yeah, so they're film cells used in the actual like screenings that these went to theater in.
So there are film cells from The Little Mermaid, which are all highly erotic in my opinion.
You picked really good ones.
And also
How did you pick the ones you wanted?
a strip of film cells from Disney's Robin Hood, in which Robin Hood is a fox and Maid Marian is also a fox, and
she's hot as hell.
She's a dog.
Yeah, but
she's a canine.
and the mermaid's a fish, and right now you're kind of turned on.
No,
'cause
she's
you picked
got
all the right photos.
She has the upper half of a human. So she's at least
Wait,
50%.
so you're admitting that you are attracted to mermaids?
I've told you that Ariel was hot. I've admitted that before.
I've zoomed in on this. It just panned over. You're like, I told you Ariel was hot. Right in the close up.
Oh, sorry, everybody's ears.
I'm sorry. I'll fix that in post.
All right, yeah, that blew somebody's eardrums out. Okay, so we got.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna replay this. Coop. Look at it. I didn't mean to do it.
So you're admitting that you are attracted to mermaids?
I've told you that Ariel was hot.
Oh God. Perfect.
As if you needed any more ammunition to.
That was not on
embarrass me.
purpose.
Oh no, I know it wasn't. It was It was serendipitous.
It was meant to be.
It's fate.
I've told you that Ariel was hot. I've told you that Ariel was hot. I've told you that Ariel was hot.
Remember to finger my like and flick my subscribe button. Finger me, flick my button, share me with your friends, make me come. And come back every day to give you more sexy fantasy girls.
I've told you that Ariel was hot.
Ariel is a fictional character in Walt Disney Pictures' 28th animated film The Little Mermaid, 1989. Ariel is voiced by Jodie Benson in all official animated appearances and merchandise. She is fourth in the Disney princess lineup, the first non-human princess, and the only princess to become a mother to her own child. Ariel is the seventh-born daughter of King Triton and Queen Athena of an underwater kingdom of merfolk called Atlantica. She is often rebellious, and she longs to be a part of the human world. She marries Prince Eric, whom she rescued from a shipwreck, and together they have a daughter, Melody. She is based on the character of Hans Christian Andersen's 1837 fairy tale, The Little Mermaid. Check out the many Disney babes on this sexy fantasy girls channel. Also TV, films, anime, superheroines, cartoons, video games, horror and more. Remember to finger my like and flick my subscribe button.
So we'll have to get a good picture of this to put it up as an overlay during the episode or something. But yeah, we got Ariel and Eric in here. We have it's always a whale's dick. Okay, so yeah,
That one's hot.
Yeah, that
and
one
so's
right
that
there,
middle
that's
left.
hot. This one here, yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
I'm a little partial to the top left as well.
Yeah, top. Well, it's got a bit of a booty shot, but it's a fish booty, so I
It's
don't
hot.
know what to do with it.
But you still like it for some reason.
I mean, maybe if I imagined that they were like,
Oh, that's
I
right.
don't know,
Coop doesn't have a fucking
yoga
imagination.
pants or something. I
I'm
can imagine
imagining
that they're
before.
yoga pants.
That's what you imagine? I just imagine I can fuck it somehow.
Joe, you think that about everything, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck that dinosaur poop later. Dude, that is fucking so cool you did that.
In the top right, we have the shot of Scuttles looking through the
She's so
looking
hot.
glass
That's
in
when she's like her
reverse.
hottest.
Yes, they are in vaguely
Ariel, how
chronological
you doing,
order,
kid?
too.
Whoa, what a swimmer! I know that movie pretty well. This is where she's looking up at Prince Eric's ship while he's having the celebration. That's where she sees Prince Eric for the first time. Oh no! And the next cell is specifically when she sees Prince Eric for the first time, and she ruins her fucking life over this guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fucking incredible,
dude. That get off the fucking show.
I knew it.
No. So I have a couple questions. What's the hottest maid Marion?
God.
Just be honest. It's okay if it's not the fox.
Speak freely.
Being 100% honest, it's the one I grew up with, which is the fox version.
Yes! Suck on that, Coop.
That's it for this episode of the Iconoblast podcast. Follow us on Instagram, whatever.
Wait, one more. And the other question, would you fuck a mermaid?
This part, you're going to be upset with me now.
Oh, no.
Because
we're both going to kick him out.
Yeah, you're both going to kick me out. Only if it had the actual genitalia of a woman.
A human? Well, what about a dolphin vagina?
I don't know if I'd fuck a dolphin vagina. I mean, it's just one of those you don't know.
Apparently they're better.
Yeah, until you're there.
Would you fuck her in the face?
I think that's subjective.
Oh, of course.
That's still sex.
Yeah.
So you would fuck a mermaid in the face.
Okay,
At some level,
technically it's
but
sex.
But are you attracted to mermaids?
Yeah.
See,
yeah,
this is because this is what started the original fucking argument. Is if you just say, "Will you fuck a mermaid?"
Do you want to?
My brain doesn't go directly to like, okay, am I going to titty fuck a mermaid or am I going to get a blowjob from a mermaid? It's am I going to have penetrative vaginal sex with a mermaid?
I'm going to show.
And the fact of the matter is, a mermaid doesn't have a.
Ow! Sorry, I knocked over your dragon tooth.
It's a shark tooth.
There's this too.
This wasn't a part of the show, but I did give this to you.
Yeah, you got this.
Is it okay if I talk about this?
Absolutely. It's all yours.
Well, you say what it is.
So it is an epoxy resin encasing of film cells from Terminator 2. So there
Badass.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
It's great. I feel.
And what theater was it from?
This was from the Landmark on Pico, which I believe is now forever closed, despite being like a historic theater screening location.
I imagine most theaters at this point are forever closed.
A lot of them, yeah. Ghost, you're awesome.
Thank you.
Seriously,
I can't
man,
believe all this shit.
Yeah, I cannot believe that you got a hold of all of this shit. In
actual dinosaur shit.
In ethical, well, yeah, actual dinosaur shit too. In ethical
favorite is
and completely legal ways. No laws were broken.
By you.
Right.
But by anybody. I don't want to be guilty by association. I don't know how many people he had to kill to get this shit. And nobody needs to know, to be perfectly honest.
What? No one.
That is between you and God.
What's your favorite what are your favorite things?
I think you already know.
The Megalodon and the coin?
Oh wait, I got
and the Roman
I got a couple little paragraphs to finish off. I want to
These two are my favorite.
Give respect to the work that Colton put into this. More than anything, I just wanted to thank both of you, Coop and Joel, for what you do every week. Get drunk.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yes. Get drunk and hang out? Yeah, sure, man. No problem.
It is a heavy cross to bear. It's always enjoyable, makes me laugh hysterically more often than I should, and still manages to teach me something new every time. All of us in your audience might be separated and alone on a fundamental level, but you've managed to cultivate a big group of far-flung strangers into a community that I'm proud to be part of, and wouldn't give up for the world. Always eager to retrieve for more relics. Did I read that right? Always eager to retrieve for more relics. Your personal ghost, Colton Petry. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
We really can't thank you enough for getting all this shit together, for writing the episode, for the support that you've given us this whole time. I mean,
Nobody cares about us.
Yeah, it's really surprising that somebody would put this much work into finding these things that have some sort of connection to episodes that we've done, or even just things that that we would be interested in.
These it's my two favorite things in the fucking world right here.
I was hoping you'd like them. There was a strong possibility that I was like, oh, I'm going to give these film cells to Joel, and he's going to absolutely fucking hate them.
Oh, no.
He's going to be like, why would you do this? This is the inferior of all film cells.
It's like, oh, no, I
awesome.
have the actual Terminator prop from Terminator 2, so you can throw this shit in the trash. No, this stuff is seriously so fucking cool. And, I mean, we really can't thank you enough for it. Like I was telling you before we started doing the show.
This is dinosaur shit.
You gave Joel the opportunity to lick a 150 million year old piece of shit. That was like one of the few cherries that Joel had left to pop in his life because he's done damn near everything.
Not a lot of
cool.
Not a lot of OnlyFans content for that, huh?
No.
Oh no, this is going to be a new stream of income. Joel's going to be licking the dinosaur poop
for real?
Yeah, for real.
This isn't a joke.
No.
Agatized coprolite.
So if I search,
But there's no way to tell what type of dinosaur it came from?
Unfortunately, there's only like 2 methods that they've discovered so far, which is like, is it spiraled or not? If it's spiraled, it was from something living in the ocean, because that's just something I guess the tides did over time. And if it wasn't, it's a land dinosaur.
so this is a land dinosaur.
It's a land dinosaur. I
Cool.
just don't know.
Okay,
what.
well, what's your favorite type of dinosaur?
I don't know.
First one that comes to your mind.
Well, the first one that came to my mind, I think by the taste, it's Stegosaurus.
That's Stegosaurus poop.
It sure is.
Yeah. That's what I thought it was.
Find a single person on the planet to prove you wrong.
Yeah, exactly. You can tell that to literally
This is really
anyone, and there's
dinosaur
no
poop?
way
It
for
really
them to.
is.
So cool.
Okay, watch. After we're done with this episode, we're going to walk out to the parking lot and we're going to see a rock broken in half with a piece just like that missing. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, but it won't taste like my ass.
Well, everything currently on this table does have the taste of your ass on it, and we appreciate that. We appreciate you putting the work into finding all of these things. And seriously, we appreciate it so much. We were blown away with the first 2 packages that you sent us. I was blown away when I saw your package earlier, much bigger than I was expecting, and kudos to you for that. I wish that I was blessed the same way.
You blew me away with your cum
I'm sorry for
from your
peeking at you
package.
while you were in the bathroom, but next time you should have locked the door.
Look, I mean, there's a reason I don't lock the door, and I face the open hallway.
That's the reason I was doing it in the corner of the hallway. All right, well, that is it for this episode of the Iconoblast podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at Coop Nukem. You can follow me at Coop Nukem. You can follow Joel at Joel R. Benner. Colton, you want to pitch your Instagram account or your?
Do you show your artifacts on there?
I don't. I probably should.
You should.
Yeah.
I mean, my most active one is the one I do for my show, and it's just like, even then, it's pretty seldom updated.
That's just dumb enough.
Yeah. So if you look up Dumb Enough Pod, I think is my my Instagram, Dumb Enough Podcast. Yeah, I run the Just Dumb Enough podcast. It is incredibly small compared to this, and no one listens to it, but I do it all the same.
Yeah, and that's available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the main podcast platforms.
All the big ones. Just got featured on Podbean for the second time.
So
Nice.
second time. Have we ever been featured on Podbean?
No.
Well, what the fuck? You should be
Not that I
promoting
know
our
of.
show. Shit. I don't know. I've never gotten a notification whether
No,
or not
me
we've
neither.
been featured on Podbean.
I guess they don't like us as much.
Yeah, what the fuck?
What do you talk about on your show?
So it's all education. I just bring in a different expert every week, and I have them talk to me about all the things that we don't understand or we get wrong all the time. So, like, I brought in my mother for one and was like, hey, what do I not understand about the teeth in your head? Because she's a dental hygienist. She talked about that. And I had a dude come on recently that was a horror writer. Like, he writes horror novels. And he's like, oh yeah, I talked to...
I was going to say, I write horror novels also.
But yeah, he's like,
Horror.
I talked to Stephen King and Dean Koontz, and this is the show, and this is how I write horror. So, fun stuff.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
it sounds like good shit. It sounds like what the original intention of this show was, and then we just went off the rails many, many episodes ago. But I love doing this show.
So The problem is I need a plucky sidekick and a
Drinking problem.
and humor.
That comes with a drinking problem.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
it
good.
comes along with depression.
That's fucking true. It's sad but true.
All right, so that's Just Dumb Enough Podcast. You can follow it, find it on all the major podcast platforms. And you said your Instagram or social media is
Yeah, I believe it's all Dumb Enough Pod.
Dumb Enough
Dumb
Pod.
Enough Pod.
Okay, well, I'm sure if you'll look it up, you're going to end up finding it. That's it for this episode. I think next week going to be Mayhem?
We'll see.
We'll see if next week is going to be the next installment of Mayhem, which we have some special plans for
Aren't they
once
tired
it is finally ready.
Aren't they tired of me writing the episodes? Or do you think it's funny?
I have no idea. I think that we've gotten a pretty good response from.
Okay.
I mean, the last Mayhem episode that you put together was pretty popular.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, going into the episode, I knew that there was a metal band that had a picture of their like blown off lead singer's head on the cover. I had no idea whose it was or what the story was. So hearing about that, I was like, "Oh,
It was interesting to you?
I know the root of this story. I didn't know any of this stuff. It was super interesting."
Okay, cool.
Okay, so yeah, we.
Well, then the second half is even more, even crazier than the first half.
Well, you were talking to me about that. We were talking on the phone the other night about it, and you were saying like all the different rabbit holes that you were going down. I don't want to give
Yeah.
anything away in this episode, but you have a very interesting approach for the way that you're
the second
handling the
one.
episode,
Yeah.
and it makes sense that it's taking a decent amount of time to put it together because you got a lot on your plate putting that together.
Yeah. Okay, well, maybe I'll take it a little more serious
Generating
and
sympathy for the devil.
make less fun of you in it and more
I
focus on trying to
I
make a good
highly
episode.
doubt that's going to happen. But
Yeah, I'm lying
we'll
right now.
see how it turns out. All right, we'll see everybody next week. My name is Matt Cooper. That is Joel Benner.
Colton Petry,
Ghost.
Ghost.
And we are reminding you to never take anything at face value.
Bye.
I've got a fucking Megalodon tooth,
I got dinosaur shit, bitch.
and you licked it.